I'm Rachel and you're watching 𝐾𝐿 TV live from Sydney. This is the Stocks in Action show. We'll be looking at updates from the ASX listed companies along with a quick glance at developments across equity and commodity markets. Let's take a look at the stocks under the spotlight today. Shares of Tesserent, the cybersecurity provider, are trading higher today after they announced its investment arm Tesserent Innovation has acquired a stake in Daltrey. Now, Daltrey is a potential world leader in the multi-billion-dollar cybersecurity industry. The initial investment by the company is $600,000 and a future investment of $1.1 million is expected. That's subject to crucial key performance indicators being achieved. The investment provides them with an initial 7% holding in Daltrey. They will initially work with Tesserent's Canberra-based team to deliver sales to the federal government market, actively increasing the adoption of biometric solutions. Tesserent Innovation has consistently been investing in global applicable proprietary cyber IP that can support a future distribution to its shareholders. According to Tesserent's CEO, 𝐊𝐿𝐴𝐴𝐿𝐴𝐿𝐴𝐿𝐴𝐿𝐴𝐿𝐴𝐿𝐴𝐿𝐴𝐿𝐴𝐿𝐴𝐿𝐴𝐿𝐴𝐿𝐴𝐿𝐴𝐿𝐴𝐿𝐴𝐿𝐴𝐿𝐴𝐿𝐴𝐿𝐴𝐿𝐴𝐿𝐴𝐿𝐴𝐿𝐴𝐿𝐴𝐿𝐴𝐿𝐴𝐿𝐴𝐿𝐴𝐿𝐴𝐿𝐴𝐿𝐴𝐿𝐴𝐿𝐴𝐿𝐴𝐿𝐴𝐿𝐴𝐿𝐴𝐿𝐴𝐿𝐴𝐿𝐴. organizational data and systems in the future. Therefore, Tesserent also wanted to get benefits from the growth scope in the biometric security market. Moving on now, Macquarie Group shares are up today after Macquarie Asset Management entered into a binding agreement to acquire AMP Capital's global equity and fixed income business. This comprises fixed income, Australian listed equities, listed real estate and listed infrastructure for a consideration of up to $185 million. AMP's GEFI business is managing approximately $60 billion in assets under management at present for AMP Australia, along with the external, institutional, retail and direct clients. After completion of the transaction, Macquarie expects to acquire assets and teams focused on GEFI's global clients, as well as new and expanded investment capabilities in Australia and several international markets. As a result of this transaction, Macquarie's pro forma assets under management is due to be approximately $720 billion. Now, next in the news, shares of West Australian gold explorer Bellevue Gold went up after they announced a 25% hike in its resource estimate to 3 million ounces at an average grade of 9.9 grams per tonne. It's said that the increased inventory will form the basis of a Stage 2 feasibility study scheduled for release later this quarter. Bellevue posted an operating cash loss of $1.1 million on zero revenue for the March quarter and boasts a market cap of $855 million. Well, now it's time for a very short break, but stay tuned. I'll be back very soon with more trending updates from the Australian markets.
Crypto Talk by 𝐾𝐿. The crypto market has been red hot given the Bitcoin rally since the past year. And now the most famous cryptocurrency has got competitors, Dogecoin and Ethereum. If the crypto market excites you, tune in with me, Sage, to know the latest developments about the existing digital currencies and the new ones that are joining the race. I'll help you understand the opportunities and the risks the crypto market has in store for you. For all the digital currency related developments, continue watching Crypto Talk by 𝐾𝐿.
Welcome back. This is Rachel, your host, live from 𝐾𝐿 Studios, and you're watching the Stocks in Action show. Moving on, financial services company Netwealth Group issued its June 2021 quarter business update. Their funds under administration increased 12.7% to reach a record $47.1 billion for the quarter ending in June. The FUA net inflows jumped 102% on previous corresponding period to reach $3.1 billion in the June quarter. As at the 31st of March, Netwealth's market share increased 4.6%. The company retained its number one rating in the Investment Trends June 2021 Planner Technology report. Its product, Net Wealth Super Accelerator, won the Chant West Best Advised Product of the Year. It's been winning this award for the last 4 years. Moving on now, Lay-By Holdings, a retail payments platform providing support for retailers through an interest-free buy now, pay later platform. Their shares are trading in the green after they reported an increased gross merchandise value to a record which was supported by a 107% rise in its UK GMV that more than doubled year on year. The company says it has witnessed a continuation of growth across all regions, especially in the UK in the June quarter this year. Its active customers reached 829,000. The company experienced a year-on-year jump of 143% in its UK active customer base. UK active merchants rose by 424% year on year. Moving on now, trading and payment services provider 𝐊𝐴LTO shares are trading flat. That's after they signed a 5-year referral agreement with Mastercard Asia Pacific, a wholly owned subsidiary of Mastercard Incorporated. The agreement is built upon the business payments aggregator agreement with Fiserv and Mastercard to extend the company's business payment services offering. The agreement enables 𝐊𝐴LTO to process card payments as the merchant of record. Mastercard may introduce potential sales leads and business opportunities to 𝐊𝐴LTO and will receive a trade facilitation fee for each successfully onboarded customer. 𝐊𝐴LTO will be retaining around 70% of the gross profit margin on every customer contract. Now it's time for a short break. Stay tuned. I'll be back with more trending updates from the Australian market.
Tune in to get the latest information.
Whether it's about market movements or the currency graph,
Sectoral coverage or industry news.
we cover it all on our news segments.
Be on top of the latest news
With 𝐊𝐴LTO TV.
Welcome back. This is Rachel, your host, live from 𝐊𝐴LTO Studios. You're watching the Stocks in Action show. Now, before I wrap up, let us quickly glimpse through developments across equity and commodity markets. The Australian share market did open higher this morning after the US Federal Reserve's minutes from its latest monetary policy meeting largely supported investors' expectations, along with a surge in iron ore and copper prices. Just before hitting the mid-market trading session, the S&P ASX 200 was up, gaining 50.4 points or 0.69% and crossing above its 20-day moving average. Shares in �ZIPCO are up 6.35%, while Nuix shares are up 5.56%. All 11 sectors are higher today, along with the S&P ASX 200 index. Materials is the best performing sector so far, while telecommunication services is performing in the red. On that note, let us quickly glance through some global developments and its effect on the global market movements. US stocks closed the session in the green on Wednesday after minutes from the Fed revealed that officials were divided on economic signals. On Wall Street, the Dow Jones rose 0.3%, while the S&P 500 was up 0.34%. The tech-heavy Nasdaq Composite was flat. US Treasury yields continue to fall on Wednesday, with 10-year yields falling for the 7th straight session. Bond prices rose during the session and the yield on the 10-year Treasury notes fell. In the cryptocurrency space, Bitcoin is again trading without any major direction. On Wednesday, it was up 0.84%, while its peers Dogecoin was down 1.09% and Ether was up 1.44%. Moving on to commodities now. On Wednesday, gold prices rose above an important level. The US gold futures settled 0.4% higher. Benchmark iron ore futures for the September month delivery recovered from the lower levels and closed the session 1% up. On Wednesday, copper prices traded higher, recouping losses from Tuesday's session. The benchmark copper on the London Metal Exchange was up 1.6%. And lastly, on global development, crude oil prices tumbled more than $1 per barrel on Wednesday in a volatile session, followed by the breakdown of discussions between Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates. September delivery crude oil futures traded 0.04% down, whereas August delivery WTI crude oil futures traded 0.33% up. The Organisation of the Petroleum Exporting Countries and its allies, including Russia, have restrained the supply during the pandemic due to subdued demand. Russia is currently leading efforts to close the division between both countries to help strike a deal to increase the output in the coming months. And we'll keep our eyes on that for you. For now, stay tuned with 𝐊𝐴𝐼𝐼 TV for more live market updates. We'll be back with more news on the markets, the economy, diverse themes and sectors. I'm Rachel, signing off for now.